Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is TJ.
Hello.
And for this episode we watched Avengers Infinity War. Before we get into it, spoiler warning now! If you want to avoid spoilers, skip ahead to the time code you see on the screen. So let's get into the cast and crew rundown. I chuckle because it's really long. And
yeah, this is where most of our runtime will be.
Right. I thought to myself, this is going to be like a 2-hour podcast, and just like 45 minutes is going to be like me doing cast and crew.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I am going to be reading it off of IMDb. I have never done that before. Usually me or TJ do the cast and crew. I write them down. And then I will write down what movies or whatever they've done, prior or coming up or whatever. I'm not doing that this time. So I'm just going to go through the cast and tell you who they are, because there's a bunch. So let's get into it. This was directed by, I believe, the brothers, Anthony and Joe Russo. They did a bunch of... I said I'm not going to say what they did. I'm going to say what they did. They're the directors, so I'm going to give them a little backstory. They did a lot of TV. It was like TV, Arrested Development, TV, Community, TV, Captain America. So I don't know how they got it, but good for them. They did Captain America, Winter Soldier, and then also Civil War. And then this, of course. And that's all the back stuff you're going to get. For now. All right, let's get into it. Tony Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man, is Robert Downey Jr. Thor is Chris Hemsworth. And I apologize in advance if I screw up people's names. Bruce Banner, a.k.a. Hulk, is Mark Ruffalo. Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America, is Chris Evans. Natasha Romanoff, a.k.a. Black Widow, is Scarlett Johansson. James Rhodes, a.k.a. War Machine, is Don Cheadle. Next is Benefactor Cumberbund. He was Doctor Strange. Peter Parker, a.k.a. Spider-Man, was Tom Holland, the adorable Tom Holland. T'Challa, a.k.a. Black Panther, was Chadwick Boseman. Gamora is Zoe Saldana. Nebula is Karen Gillan. Loki is Tom Hiddleston. Vision is Paul Bettany. Wanda Maximoff, a.k.a. Scarlet Witch, is Elizabeth Olsen, which trips me out. The younger sister of the Olsen twins. It's just so crazy to me. Sam Wilson, a.k.a. Falcon, is Anthony Mackie. Bucky Barnes, a.k.a. Winter Soldier, is Sebastian Stan. Heimdall is Idris Elba. I don't know how to say her name. It's Okoye, is Danai Gurira.
Mm-hmm.
Eitri is Peter Dinklage. Wong is Benedict Wong. Mantis is, oh my god, Pom Klementif. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Drax is Dave Bautista. Groot is voiced by Vin Diesel. Rocket is voiced by Bradley Cooper. Pepper Potts is Gwyneth Paltrow. The Collector is Benicio del Toro. Thanos is Josh Brolin. Peter Quill, a.k.a. Star-Lord, is Chris Pratt. And I gotta give a shout out to Proxima Midnight, who I call Lady Badass. She is Carrie Coon, and the bus driver in the movie was Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main players. So there's people I'm probably missing, but that is the who's who of the cast and crew. Ha!
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Anyone else you want to add to that? Or we good to go?
No, I believe that's all the major names to mention.
Whew, catch my breath. Wow. Yeah, you didn't catch my Benedict Cumberbatch joke, did you?
I did.
Okay. I was like, laugh, damn it. This be a joke. So let's get into our initial thoughts. I'm going to go on record as saying, like, don't want to say the perfect movie, but it's really fucking close. And not even just as a comic book movie, not even as a superhero movie. It's just a really good fucking movie. I kind of thought, because we'd both seen it in the theaters, and we agreed to watch it again for the podcast when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know what, I'll play some Warcraft, and I'll have it on in the background. That didn't happen. I watched it because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even try. I was like, we'll see what happens, and then 14 hours later we're done. So, I mean, saying I liked it isn't good. It's just so good.
For me, I read a lot of comic books,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a great deal about a lot of the stories that this is based on, and it's a hefty task to take on.
Yeah.
to try to shrink down so much into a cohesive story, and they did it.
You have the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, you have the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, plus trying to pull from the comic books, and they did a remarkable, fantastic job. One of the things that I had going into it is trying to have faith that they would be able to capture Thanos correctly.
Yeah.
And perfect job.
Josh Brolin did a fucking great job.
Yes.
Oh my god. Like watching it this time, just watching how much little nuances, like facial expressions, or just when I first saw Thanos in previous movies, I was kind of like, ha ha. He looks kind of funny. I didn't take him seriously, but this one, yeah, between this and I think he is in Deadpool 2 as Cable,
Yep.
Which we're gonna get to next week. Spoiler. Dude's nailing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure his dad is very, very proud. I was gonna credit screenwriters, but there's like 15 of them or something. So kudos to all of you, because one thing that I noticed about this, there's no wasted time on screen.
Well, yeah, and that even brings up another factor that at 2 hours and 30 minutes, it never felt like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
No, even in the theater, yeah. No, there's a saying like no wasted motion. This was the movie version of that, and I think honestly, and I'm not a Marvel fanboy or like a DC detractor, or not a DC fanboy or Marvel detractor, anything like that. I don't have enough comic book cred to even begin to pick a side. But this is the crowning achievement of Marvel's 10, 15 years of building up their universe.
Yep.
That is pretty fucking badass. Like, not only was this such a good movie, and you had a who's who of casting, you had everyone here, pretty much, if only for a little while. It was like juggling like 45 balls at once and doing it for 2.5 hours with no problem. So yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about this, and yeah, it was really good. Let's talk about the fucking score. Can you imagine having to incorporate every single person's theme score? You know what I mean? Like their I don't say catchphrase, but you know what I mean? Like their signature score.
Yeah, the theme song.
Yeah, in one score. They did that. When Cap showed up, it was Captain America's theme song. When Iron Man showed up, when Iron Man became Iron Man, it was Iron Man's theme song. When people showed up, it was their theme.
When it was Guardians, it was 80s music.
And it wasn't out of place. It just flowed seamlessly. So I don't know. I wish I knew who did the score. Just kudos as well. I was very, very impressed. So balancing not only acting and story and plot and all these major characters, they're all major characters, but also balancing all of those people with their music. It fired on all cylinders and nothing but respect. So anything else you want to add? I'm going to go to our breakdowns.
Breakdowns is fine.
All right, this is going to be tough for me, to be honest. All of them, because there's so many different options, I guess, because so much stuff happened in this movie and so much impactful stuff happened. But what was your favorite scene?
Initially, I'd like to go with the overall final battle, but I think for me, my favorite scene is probably going to have to be, and it goes to show just how strong the character is, but when Scarlet Witch was having to kill the Vision, and everyone's trying to hold off Thanos, and he's just wiping the floor with everyone.
Yes.
And she's having to focus all of her power on him, and then Thanos comes up, and she still manages to hold him off while destroying the stone.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show just how powerful the character is, and also just how powerful of a moment that was. That the only way to save the world is to destroy your lover.
While holding off the biggest threat at the same time.
Yeah.
Can I just say it was awesome to see Scarlet Witch be awesome?
Oh, God, yes.
Like that line where she takes out those chomper things, and like, why was she up there the whole time? It wasn't the line, but it was like that. Because I like Scarlet Witch, and I don't think she really got a chance to be Scarlet Witch. I don't know, dude. My favorite scene is hard. I don't know. Like, there's so much good stuff. I mean, I could give like the snarky, somewhat pervy answer.
Mm-hmm.
The shot of Spider-Man hanging onto that ship when we got to see his nice ass. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Of course I know what you're talking about.
It's going into space and he's hanging onto it. Beautiful
Yes.
shot of his ass. And I say that because now we're gonna get to look at a beautiful shot of his ass. So you're welcome.
I guess I know what the the one shot I have to grab is.
And right now, let's zoom. It's gonna be a thing now. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I can pick one because there was just so much that was so much goodness
Mm-hmm.
from opening scene on the ship. I loved how the people came to Earth, and they were. I loved how like Doctor Strange and Peter or Tony Stark were there in Doctor Strange's like building, and the invasion starts outside, and they hear it from the outside. It's fucking brilliant. We find out as they do. That's awesome. I loved Lady Badass.
Proxima Midnight.
Oh my god. I love me a badass woman. She's so fucking cool. And I hope she's not really dead.
And good voice acting.
Yes.
Like, really good voice acting on her.
Honestly, I'm going to go on a limb here. This is going to be... I really like the scenes with... I don't know his name. He was like Thanos' general guy that could just move shit.
That is...
Is it Ebony Maw?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay, yeah. So Ebony Maw, I thought was the understated badass character other than Lady Badass. That dude was taking on everyone with no problem. He was fighting against Iron Man. He was fighting against fucking Doctor Strange's time powers with ease. I like that dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think the scenes of him in the city just like swatting people away and doing this, it was just so cool. So that's going to be an understated favorite, but I guess there's just so much that I'm just picking something because I want to pick something that wouldn't be everyone else's favorite scene. I want to be that guy. And it was cool. I thought he was a really badass character. I thought Thanos' like generals were fucking awesome.
Yes.
They were just like, those are people you want to have working for you. A dude that never fails you, can move shit, and just a badass lady who can kick ass. I loved it. So
As a runner-up for my favorite scene was the scene with Proxima Midnight and Corvus Clave, who was the other general, when they were trying to take on Scarlet Witch and Vision, and then Captain America and Black Widow show up and just beat their asses.
Yeah.
Loved that moment.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to another. It's gonna be another hard one. Holy shit moment.
For me, it's probably going to have to be at the very end when you start to see everyone just turn to ash.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm such a weird person because I was grinning so much. I've always rooted for the villains, even when I grew up, like when I was a little kid watching horror movies. I wanted Jason to kill everybody, and I liked when Freddy would I liked it. I never rooted for the the protagonists ever. So that's why I like Thanos so much. He's such a good villain. But we'll get into that later because I have some asterisks about that. I guess I have two holy shit moments. One is Loki dying.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being in the theater going, I like gripped my chair and just like gasped and like sat back because I mean Loki's awesome. And I have a problem with Thor can take the full on force of a fucking neutron star, but Loki's just like crunch and he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. He was holding with the gauntlet. Yeah, he was, and so maybe that was what did it. But at the same time, he's a god. A god shouldn't die like a mortal, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But it was shocking as hell to see.
Mm-hmm.
For me, though, for watching in the theaters and watching it now, he says he should have gone for the head.
Yeah.
I love it. When he snapped his fingers, I was like, yes! No one else is doing that but me. I'm like, yes, half of everyone's dead. Yay! But he's not the villain. They are. That's what's amazing about this.
And that's something I have to applaud them for because they actually did change his motivation from the comic book into the versus the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his motivation in the comic book was he was in love with death. Death as a concept also was a physical being,
Oh, okay.
and he was completely in love with her. And he was trying to figure out ways to make her love him back. So he tracked down all the Infinity Stones for the sake of killing half the universe because she
Ah.
always felt that it was a misjustice that there was more people alive now than there have ever been dead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which is great in comic book, but when you
Yeah.
also have had, you know, 30 plus years of continuity
Mm-hmm.
in a 10-year movie span,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to fit that kind of motivation and have it make sense and have people buy it. And for them to change it to this, which is, like you said, he's playing the villain for a noble cause
Mm-hmm.
in his own mind.
Well, in general, I agree with him.
Mm.
He's culling half the herd to save the entire universe. You can say it's genocide, but then what? Then what is the entire universe killing itself? That's just mass suicide. Then, so do we want genocide or mass suicide? He watched his own planet die. He has complete justification in his motivation. He knows what's going to happen. He's seen it when he's talking to Gamora. He's like, "I killed half your planet, but now everyone goes to bed with full bellies. Your planet would be dead like mine if not for me." But the Avengers and the Guardians, they're the bad guys in this because all their motivations are completely selfish. You can't kill people just cuz. It's like, well, no, you're not supposed to. Yeah, but this is actually, like you said, a noble cause, and we have like just selfishness versus nobility, in my opinion. Vision's like, you need to kill me, and Scarlet Witch is like, no, that's too much of a price. One person's too much of a price. If you stop him, the universe is going to die. So one life is too much to have the universe to die. You know what I mean? I liked how it was written. I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
So I like those character struggles. But Thanos was right. And I'll leave it at that. If people disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below.
And it is debatable.
Yeah, exactly. I believe 100% that Thanos was completely correct. The Avengers and the Guardians and everyone else, they're playing the villains.
Still is debatable.
And, we get Thanos will return. Thanos got the hero's tag at the end of the movie. Thanos was he was the good guy. So
debatable.
He was the good guy. Period.
I'm just more of the mindset of, yeah, he's right, and the universe is gonna die eventually, but then it will run its course, its natural course.
Right, but at the same time, why not breathe some life into, like, if you had a chance to save something that you cared about at the cost of something else, you would definitely consider it.
Yeah.
Especially if you'd watched the original thing wither and just die in front of you. Something you loved wither and die.
Everything can be justified.
Yeah, I get both sides, but for me, I side with Thanos on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think he's awesome.
Runner up to my holy shit moment, just because I just remembered it, was the Red Skull being in the movie.
I didn't like that.
You didn't?
No, but you see, you're more the comic book guy. I always thought Red Skull was a really weak. He's a communist villain. I've never been rah America versus those evil commies. And even during like the Captain America, I didn't like him as the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And him being there, I'm like, it was just like they had to put him there. They explained it and it made sense, but that's just me not liking him as a villain or bad guy or whatever, and him just being there. I just didn't.
Gotcha.
But you're the comic book guy more than I am, way more than I am, way more than I am. So I can see that being really awesome for you. I'm just like the movie guy with all this stuff, with the superhero stuff. So I don't have the reference of a Captain America comic book to read. But from what I've seen of Red Skull, I've been very underwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if any mediocre moment.
I had it, but now it's gone.
Okay, well, I want to back up. For the record, Thanos did not kill the universe. Quill did. Period.
Yeah, that's what... Well, and I know so many people are angry at Quill about what had happened, but again, it's credit to the writers.
Yeah.
It made sense of Quill's character
I mean,
to
that's
do what he did.
when I watched it in the theaters, that was my initial mediocre moment because I was angry at him.
Hmm.
One more second and they had the gauntlet. You stupid asshole. If I didn't like the Guardians of the Galaxy after part 2, which I didn't, because I did not like part 2 at all.
Hmm.
This made me just dislike Star-Lord's character even more. He's such a fucking douche. And the smarmy, like, catchy one-liner stuff, I like their banter, but Star-Lord as a character is lacking for me. And this really just helped nail it home. So that was my initial mediocre moment.
I think my mediocre moment is, once again, Tony Stark's ego.
How so?
Just the bickering, fighting between him and Doctor Strange at the beginning.
Well, the same thing. I mean, Doctor Strange in the movie, which also I did not like.
Yeah, ego again.
Yeah, it's ego versus ego. So again, the writing.
Mhm.
We're not. I think we're both going to agree. This isn't like making the movie bad. It's just good writing because we're actually angry at these characters for the way they're written in a good way.
How it's done, it makes sense for the characters.
Oh yeah, like neither one of these. They're both alpha males.
Hmm.
So why would they bend to the other? It makes total sense. And then you have an adorable Spider-Man, just kind of like, hey guys, don't put your eggs in me. So yeah, I mean, I guess overall the mediocre moment is Star-Lord killing half the universe, and then when Tony Stark said, "What did you do to Doctor Strange?" I was like, "No, you need to be saying that to Star-Lord. What did you do? Because we had that fucking thing, and you had to go and fuck it up." I get why. I get it. I don't hate it at all. So it's not mediocre bad. It's just mediocre. Like that was such good writing that it pissed me off. So what I referenced earlier about Loki dying so easily, but Thor taking the full brunt of that star, was mediocre just because I didn't think that was a balance of scales. I realize that Thor is like the god of thunder. I get that, and Loki's the god of mischief. So maybe they're different on the god scale, but I don't know. It didn't sit well with me. So, but overall, Star-Lord, just me. What was your LOL moment?
Even though I found some of their banter annoying with the Guardians of the Galaxy, just some of it was kind of trying too hard.
Yeah.
The entire scene with the "Why is Gamora?" had me laughing. Where's Gamora? Who's Gamora?
Oh, do you want better? Why is Gamora? My LOL moments are the one-liners. Some of them were really good. Give me a minute, I'll find them. I was like 5 years old when he was like, "When the Virgin Universe," I was like, hee hee. Hee hee. That's just me making myself laugh. When Tony Stark says, "You're embarrassing me in front of the wizard."
Yes.
That's how he kept talking to Doctor Strange was so funny. Drax's line where he's like, "You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man. It looks like a pirate had a baby with an angel." Such a good fucking line. It's crazy for me because I've been watching wrestling since I was a kid, so I know of Batista. I never thought he would be as good as he is.
100% on that.
I don't think he's great in other movies. Like, I didn't think he was that great in the James Bond movie. But as Drax, he fucking nails it. Like, he's got the dry, does not get, sarcasm thing down. I like the whole scene where Drax was, like, standing there for an hour because he can make himself invisible. That was really good. I like that one. Did you ever see that really old movie, Aliens? Made me laugh. I laughed out loud in the theater when they're fighting Thanos on his home planet. And Spider-Man's like, "Magic! More magic! Magic with a kick!" Fucking died laughing. It's probably my favorite LOL moment. When Thor introduces Groot, he says, "This is a friend of mine, Tree." That's pretty much all I have written down. But yeah, there's a lot more than that of just funny one-liners that fit everyone. It was really, really well done. I'm gonna throw in a new one. I'm gonna throw a curveball. What was the saddest moment? And if it's not Spider-Man dying, I disown you.
Well, that one is definitely up there.
I don't want to go, sir. You don't have to go anywhere. You can come over to my house.
There's so many, and again, good writing. I mean, between Spider-Man's moment to like what I brought up with Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Thanos having to sacrifice Gamora was huge.
Yes. Yes.
Just all these that's what's interesting to me is like you have these sacrifices in the movie. You have Star-Lord killing Gamora.
Yes.
And then Thanos reverses that. Then you have Scarlet Witch killing Vision, and Thanos reverses that. Mm-hmm. So both times we had really just soul-crushing moments. Thanos is just fucking with them. Mm-hmm. But Thanos is the only one who actually has to follow through with his sacrifice. Because he's the hero. And he has to, essentially, he kills his daughter. Mm-hmm. And in a fantastic scene. So while Spider-Man was like the sentimental, sad moment, because I think Tom Holland is adorable as fuck, I think Gamora being killed and it really humanized Thanos. And you saw that this cause, even more noble to him than one would expect. When people say, you don't know, you have no idea about sacrifice or whatever, it's like, yeah, he does. When he says, I've lost more today than you'll ever know, or whatever. Yeah. But, Loki and Heimdall being up there, yeah. A lot of people died. Which I also liked. So let's talk about theories, I guess, for the next movie. We already know what's going to happen. Doctor Strange has seen how to do it. The end. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be snarky. When he told Tony, this is how it has to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he saw the one way to do it. Why is no one paying attention to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wasn't so upset about everyone turning to ash, because it's not over.
This could have been a part one, or just a one-part movie, and it could have went the end at the end of this, and I would have been so happy. Mm-hmm. Like, yay. The bad guy won. It's like fucking He-Man when Skeletor wins, and it's like, stay tuned next week. You're like, fuck. Mm-hmm. There's no fucking He-Man's going to win. What was your theory?
My theory is that everyone that turned to ash is actually inside the Soul Stone.
Okay.
They're going to fight. Half of them are going to fight from inside the Soul Stone. Mm-hmm. While the others fight Thanos on the outside.
Okay. Well, then wouldn't like half of everyone be in the Soul Stone too?
Yeah, but the Soul Stone is like a dimension.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that then isn't like half of the rest of the world who aren't Avengers in the Soul Stone as well? Aren't they going to fight? Are they going to be chilling in their new like alternate dimensional communities?
They're probably going to be chilling in their alternate dimensional communities.
All right.
Having a shawarma.
All right. Well, there you go. Need to make a trip to the Soul Stone. All right. Anything else you'd like to add? You want to go to notes?
Notes is fun.
Phillips notes. I've talked about a lot of them already from what we already discussed, so I'll go through this pretty quick. Yeah, bear with me on this one. Did you ever wonder what Vision's penis looks like?
No, I can't say that.
Not when he's Paul Bettany, of course, but like when he's Vision. You ever wonder, like, I've wondered about the Hulk's penis, holy shit, but Vision, like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. In the same vein, oh my god, the hate's gonna rain down on me. What do you think Gamora's vagina looks like? Because it's probably green with like that red hair. Yeah, okay. I loved Tom Holland's face, Spider-Man's face, when he's made an Avenger.
Yes.
That's such good acting. Happiness and pride and yay and like one just sequence. So I really, really like that. I really like the scene where somebody says, they're killing themselves. And the look on Lady Badass's face is like, goddamn right they are. Mm-hmm. Loved it. Like when they're attacking the force field. Oh, I loved it. I kind of had a really kind of awesome moment in the theater just to see, I know he's not the Hulk, but the Hulk using the Hulk Buster was kind of fucking cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100% agree on that.
I'd also like that Thanos stabs Tony Stark with his own like Iron Man spike. Mm-hmm. Thought that was really cool, like a little reversal of fortune. But let's go over a really quick people that died. Because there was a lot. So at the end, we had Bucky, Black Panther, Groot, Scarlet Witch, Sam, Mantis, Drax, Quill, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man, unfortunately, turned to ash. And we had Gamora, Loki, and Vision actually died. On the nope side, we had Thor, Cap, Rocket, War Machine, Tony Stark, the robot sister, I forgot her name.
Nebula.
Thank you. Hulk, aka Bruce Banner, Black Widow, and some fringe people like Okoye and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Those are all for my notes. There's not much there.
And some other key players that are still out there that we don't know anything about. There is Hawkeye.
Right.
Ant-Man.
Right. Yep.
Valkyrie.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
And there was one other.
Are we counting the post-credit scene?
Oh yeah. Yeah, two more people that had died was Nick Fury and I can't remember her name. Chick from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, I don't know.
But
never seen
Nick Fury's second in command.
Okay.
But all that's going to lead to the new character, Captain Marvel.
Okay, can you explain that to me? Because I was really excited for the post-credit scene, and then they did that. And I think I asked you after I got it from the theater. I was like, "Was that Captain Marvel's thing?" And you're like, "Yeah." I asked you then, and I'm gonna ask you again on here. Okay, so Thanos could take care of everybody, all the Avengers, all the Guardians, everybody. What the fuck is so special about Captain Marvel?
Well, I suspect it's something we'll find out.
But I mean, you've read the comics, right?
Yeah.
But what is it about her that's making her even more badass than everyone else combined? Because to me, she just seems like, like she doesn't seem very awesome or important. Like I'm sure that was a jaw-dropping moment for a lot of people, but for me, I was just like, okay, I guess I'll wait to see what makes her more badass than every single other person that's come before her.
Well, in the comic book, nothing.
Okay, all right.
I mean, she is extremely powerful, but she's not on Thanos level.
Right.
But
that's what I wasn't sure about. I wasn't sure if in the comics if she was like painted as this like supreme badass.
And she is pretty high up there.
Right.
Like she would be comparable. I mean, now how she's being written should be very much comparable to like Superman.
Oh, okay.
Like level, but still, even Superman's not on Thanos level.
Yeah, true. Okay.
And so yeah, it's interesting to see where they're going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be seeing Captain Marvel, and we'll know after that then. They better make her badass because she has to be more badass than every single other person combined. Good luck with that. I'll be going into it with like a doubter's hat on, but I won't be a detractor. I'll just prove it to me.
Now, another thing that may play into factor, again, if they choose to take that route. In the comic book, the main thing that's always been Thanos' undoing, because he's won numerous times in the comic book, but his own subconscious is his number one undoing.
You think he's going to regret?
Possibly. Like in some way, in several instances in the comic book, he kind of sets up his own failure.
It'd be interesting to see because I don't think he regrets doing it, but he might regret what he did to Gamora. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. That's all for my side of things on my notes and whatnot. Do you want to keep going on or go to final thoughts?
Final thoughts is fine.
Let's go to final thoughts. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's like, what can you say? It was really good, and I really liked it. And even the mediocre parts aren't mediocre because they're bad. It's just that's how good the writing was. And I said it before. I'll say it again. I think this is probably the best comic book superhero movie yet. This was firing on all cylinders, from acting to writing to directing to score, just storyboarding, storytelling, all of it. Cinematography was great. Again, an amazing balancing act on every single level. And for guys who had not done anything but TV and a couple Captain Americas, to pull this off, take my hat off. Kudos.
Yes, I agree with everything that you said. It's just one
including that Thanos is the good guy?
No, I don't agree with that at all. But I will, to go into Thanos a little bit more, like, I've read so much of the comic books.
Yeah.
And Thanos has been always written as such a fascinating, complex character, and they captured every moment of that with him.
Awesome.
And that's something, huge credit to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Huge credit to not making the villain, some twirling his mustache and giving a long monologue about what his secret plans are. He knew what he wanted, went to it, got it done, kept on going.
Yep, the end, yeah.
This is definitely the right way to put it into your 10-year plan.
Yes.
Before you start your next 10-year plan.
Yep.
So, just highly looking forward to next year.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to be sad when Thanos loses. But we'll discuss that when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so before we go, as it pertains to Avengers Infinity War, what did we learn?
You go first, because I had something and I lost it.
We learned that the villain isn't always the villain. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I will die on this hill. Stay tuned to Afterthoughts, where we argue more in depth.
I'm running a blank on this.
Because you agree with me. Thanos. We're Thanos fanboys now. We're going to change the name of our show to Thanos Fanboys.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos is number one. Yay. Stupid Star-Lord. All right, well, we are done spoiling the movie. Come back from spoilers now. And with that wraps up this episode. Thank you for listening. Tell us what you thought of Avengers Infinity War in the comments below. Are you pro Thanos like me, or on the wrong side like TJ? No, just kidding. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Share it with your friends or cool people who might dig the podcast. And please subscribe to the channel, including hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on the newest content. Speaking of, our next movie will be Deadpool 2. Yay! Stay tuned to the Afterthoughts to hear me rant as to why I'm angry that I haven't seen it yet. Because, yeah. So yeah, Deadpool 2. Can't wait to see. I'm really interested now to see Josh Brolin as Cable. I'm all about that. So that'll be the next episode. So until then, once again, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we will return next time to talk about Deadpool 2. Goodbye.
Bye.